Good afternoon, Santa Cruz County Public Media friends and family. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for being with us at your program, Border Connections. It is a pleasure for me to be here and to be back. I feel that I took a long break from the studio. I didn't though, but I think we were just moving around, doing live videos somewhere else. So I am super excited and happy to be with all of you. And let's start strong. We're starting with a great announcement. Cero Estrés Movement, it's opening the registration for the One Fort Marathon. It's ready. Registrations are open. Please go check out Santa Cruz County Public Media We Love Nogales website, Cero Estrés Movement website, and register. The first 100 runners that register and paid your ticket for the race will receive a free jersey. So please join us, start training. It's going to be the One Fort of Marathon, which is the 10K, or the 5K, or the family run, or the family walk, and it's a children's run too. So just start getting ready. It's going to be on April 26th. It's a Saturday, and I know we were sharing before we might be able to do a half marathon, but due to security, logistics, and because we want to make sure that this is like an excitement race, and it's a great race to keep us all like fun and safe. We're just gonna keep it with the One Fort of Marathon, and from there we're having the 5K and all the races. So please register, go check out their websites, and the first 100 people that register will get your free jersey. So welcome, and welcome now to our amazing guest, and thank you for being here, Luis Morris. From Pimeria Alta. You're a board member from Pimeria Alta, the museum.
Yes.
And it's so exciting. You're bringing us a lot of the news, a lot of activity that you guys have at Pimeria Alta. And we're gonna start with an event that you're coming, and a coming event that it's on February 22nd, correct? And
yes.
So welcome. Please, first let me introduce yourself. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
We're
We're happy to have this opportunity to share information about our upcoming event. It is a parade of costumes, Latin American costumes. It's on Saturday, February 22nd. The doors open at 11:30. Lunch is served at 12, and the costume exhibit should begin about 1 o'clock. It's at the Nogales Veterans of Foreign War building on Grand Avenue. And tickets cost $50. With that, you get lunch. There will be door prizes.
Awesome.
And we have a no-host bar, which is offered by the VFW.
Thank you for sharing. And then, Luis, I know, so this is the event for the Pimeria Alta.
Right.
But it's going to be at the VFW Huff Post, right?
Right, yes.
Awesome.
Yes. We're having it at the VFW because they have a beautiful stage, and it's a nice facility, lots of parking. So that was our main motivation. We also like to kind of move around the county so that people can see different buildings.
Awesome.
And we can have events in different places in Santa Cruz County.
Thank you for sharing. And then also, I think you should speak to everyone, to our audience about, so we always try, for all of us to expand our knowledge about the buildings here in Nogales. Also for our audience across and our visitors, we have a lot of visitors that will start actually coming around March for a big event here in the city. And so just, to share with us a little bit about Pimeria Alta. Where is Pimeria Alta for the ones that maybe don't know? And then there's a museum, and there's a lot of wonderful things to go and see over there. So just tell us a little bit about Pimeria Alta and a little bit of the history, and then your role over there.
Okay, thank you. The Pimeria Alta is the land, translated means the land, highland of the Pimas. And when the society was first formed, which was in 1948, it was the only historical society in the area. And so it covered a large amount of ground. It basically goes north to the Gila River, south to Magdalena, to the east to the, I'm not sure if it's the Chiricahuas or the Huachucas, and then to the west, basically to Babaquiviri, a huge amount of area. Now, since we were formed, other historical societies have formed in the area. And while we work with them and share lots of information, we have now the Tubac Historical Society, the Rio Rico Historical Society, and Nogales, Sonora has formed a historical society as well. So our focus, we of course include all of the area, but as times have gone on, we are more focused on the border and our particular part of the country. One of the things that is very interesting, and there's a lot, of course, at the museum, but so much of what we have there has been through donations. And for instance, two women, Madeline Noon Gonzalez and Beatriz Sandoval Griffin Goodwin, lived in Nogales during the 1950s and 1960s, much longer. But they were very active during those years collecting costumes from all over the world. We have costumes from Africa, from Latin America, China. These two women traveled everywhere. And Madeline Noon Gonzalez, who was married to Dr. Noon, took 4 trips around the world. And she would meet people on the street and say, I love what you're wearing. Do you want to sell it?
That's awesome.
I know. And many of the costumes were collected in that manner. And they're all more festival wear. And so it's kind of sad that so many of these costumes are no longer seen. And the handiwork that went into them is becoming more of a lost art. I wore this shirt because I wanted to encourage people. This is from Oaxaca, where in southern Mexico, the handicrafts and the embroidery, the lace work is still very active, and you can still purchase beautiful costumes from that area. But for instance, the Chino Poblana costumes and some of the beautiful ones that Frida Kahlo was known for wearing, you don't see very often anymore. So we feel that the costume collection we have is a wonderful asset for the community. Both of these women, throughout their lives, used the costumes for charity. So they would put a review on Oliver Twist on the Rocky Mountain Oyster Club. One was at the ranch of Beatrice Griffin Goodwin. And so then they would raise money for certain charitable organizations. So they have been seen really on and off since the 1960s. But the last time we ourselves had a show was in 2018. So that's a lot about the costumes, but I can also tell you more about the museum.
Of course, yes, of course.
Okay. Well, our building, and we thank the city of Nogales for this, because as I said, the Historical Society was formed in 1948. And at that time, they had the Civic Center, a building which has since been torn down. And they set aside a portion of that building for people to collect history. And that's how it all began, was in 1948. The first president was Harry Carnes, a former mayor of Nogales. And they never had their own spot until 1980, when the city of Nogales moved out of the old city hall and into the new city hall. And at that time, they gave the building to the Historical Society. And they have been our most longest and greatest benefactor. They pay for our electricity, our heating and cooling.
Awesome.
We are responsible for the staff that we have, and we do a lot of fundraising in order to keep the doors open.
I see.
I think for a lot of people, and unfortunately not as much now as it used to be, their first visit to the building was as a school field trip. And they would either walk from Mitchell or Lincoln or take a bus, and they would tour the building. Older Nogalians probably remember seeing the jail. You know, it's a big hit with all the kids, is the old city jail.
Yes, true.
But our building, it's on the National Register of Historic Places. We have one of the last bell towers with the clock in it. The clock, unfortunately, is too difficult to keep going. You have to wind it every Sunday, and it's a very hard task.
Oh, wow.
But I think most people, when they're giving directions in Nogales or when they think of Nogales, they use the Pimeria Alta Museum as
That's
a reference
true.
point.
Yes.
Yes.
And, you know, such a thank you for sharing all that amazing, you know, stories, because that's what we want to hear. You know, also, you know, we're here to teach all of us, you know, in our audience, you know, a little bit about all history, the enrichment of our place too, because we know it's a small city, but how wonderful also to hear, you know, on the positive side, on the news, you know, what the city also does for organizations and for buildings like Pimeria Alta with so
Yes.
much history, and
Yes.
how we're trying also, you know, to keep it going with events, with opening it to the public for all of us to get to see what's in there. And I know it was one of the first, well, it was the first fire station here in Nogales, Arizona, right? So that's awesome also, you know, for all of us to get to know the people that are crossing, when they see the Pimeria Alta, also to get to know what is that building about and what it was too.
Yes, the building was built in 1914. It was built
Right.
by the original volunteer fire department, is what we had then. And at that time, the dedication was in February of 2015, but the cornerstone says 1914. And at that time, it was the mayor's office, it was a police station with the jail,
Yeah.
and then it also had the fire hall. And one of the rooms that we were trying very hard to fix is the fire hall, because there's a little loft up there where the firemen used to sleep. And when people see that and think there were 3 or 4 firemen sleeping in this tiny space
Wow.
with no heating or cooling, you would have to go down the stairs to use the bathroom. They would go up to the 2nd floor for the kitchen. And we've had several former firefighters come in and they say, I can't believe how long we
True.
lived like that.
Yes.
So it's an amazing building, and we keep telling people our greatest asset is that building. We have the fire hall doors that they used to open and at one time push the fire truck out before we had an engine, a fire truck that was with an engine. And we still have the original fire signal room and people who live in Nogales now will remember that when there was a fire, there were boxes in certain neighborhoods throughout Nogales, and there was a signal that they would send, so the volunteer firemen would go, oh, that's downtown Nogales, or that's over by Lincoln School, and they would all rush there and get the fire truck and go put out the fire. All of that equipment is still in the museum.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we're very
That's
lucky.
amazing. Even,
Uh-huh.
you know, for firefighters that come, you know, around and they get to come to Nogales, that will be awesome for them to get to know where Pimeria Alta is. Days open. How many days are you guys open during the week and the hours?
Oh, thank you for asking. I should have mentioned that. Yes. We're open Tuesday through Friday from 11 till 4.
Okay.
And then on Saturdays, we're open from 11 to 2. For researchers or people who, you know, that schedule doesn't work for, you can call the museum, 287-4651, I'm sorry, or you can make an appointment at our website, which is pimeriaaltamuseum.org. And we have people who will come in and meet with them if they want to do more
Nice.
research. We also have arranged, we're trying to let people from all over the area know more about the border. And so we always participate in the tours that Border Community Alliance leads. They start at the courthouse, they go through downtown, they end at our museum. And I think that's a really wonderful thing because we present the border as a safe place, a place with a rich history.
Yes, definitely.
I also forgot to mention, we received a grant from the superintendent of schools in Nogales. And with that grant, we were able to hire a architect, Dr. Hunter Claypatch.
Wow.
And he went through our basement, which is a field trip in itself. It's wonderful, all the things that are down there. And at one time, the previous director of the museum had worked with a archaeologist from Tucson, Dr. Hakome, and we had all of these Indian pots and shards and arrowheads, and none of them were categorized. We didn't really know what we had. And thanks to the grant that Alfredo Velasquez got us, we were able to hire Hunter Claypatch to go through, and some of them, you'll go down there and it's like he's putting together a puzzle. He's got all of these little pieces and he's putting together the pot.
Right.
And he's taken care of everything. He's where they came from, what age they are, what Indian group they represented.
Wow.
And we found some priceless artifacts, which he put on display in the front room as well. So if you haven't been to the museum in a while, I urge you to come in, because we've been doing a lot to make it look more interesting to visitors.
And thank you again for sharing how wonderful our community is, because you know, Mr. Alfredo Velasquez, he's a wonderful also, you know, person, human being, representation for our superintendents, as a superintendent here for Santa Cruz County. And we know that he's always also, you know, looking for the best of our students, for the best of, you know, the community, and for us also, you know, I'm a proud firefighter wife. So for that, you know, to get to see all that history for our kids, you know, to get to see all that history, how it was before, and then also to get to know how supportive it's our community, you know, not only that we can hear about the negative stuff, but how amazing it's the positive stuff, you know, our community involvement, the Santa Cruz County Superintendent's Office, the city of Nogales, the people coming together, you know, and experiencing more knowledge and opening, you know, our to more history, you know, open our imagination, and you know, just to get to see all that culture involved. That's amazing. So thank you for sharing all those details, because I don't think, you know, we have sometimes that conversation, but now if they ask me like, where's Pimeria Alta, you know, I can say, you know, let me tell you, and let me tell you what's in there, and go look for Luis, or go look, you know, for all the history that you can find, field trips also available, you know, all that opportunity for us as family, community members. So thank you for sharing that information.
I also should point out, first, we got the grant from Alfredo Velasquez and the Superintendent of Schools Office. And then, thanks to our Congressman, Raul Grijalva, we got another grant, which is a really big one, where we've been able to hire a project director and an archivist. And they are putting all of our papers, our photos, our personal histories, our papers from almost 100 years, and they are archiving all of it. They're digitalizing it. And you will be able, you can already go to our website at Pimeria Museum, altamuseum.org, and you can click on our research parts and see photos from all the past 150 years of Nogales, our papers. At some point, you'll be able to go in and say, type in your family name. And every document we have with that name will come up. So it'll be an invaluable resource for researchers all over the world. So we're very grateful. You know, we've gotten some good grants. We've got 2 full-time employees now, which we haven't had in 40 years. So things are really coming together for us. And the fundraiser, of course, is to continue keeping the doors open, paying the bills. And so that's why one of the main purposes of the costume exhibit is to raise funds so that the museum can stay open for, you know, our children and our grandchildren.
Exactly.
Yes.
And who can go to the Parade of Latin American Customs? Is it for all the family? What's the audience?
I think anyone who's interested in culture, history. We get both men and women. A lot of teenagers come. The models are people from the community.
Great.
And so we also try to bring people down from, of course, Tubac, again, so that they will get to know Nogales, get to know who we are, what our town is really like, to encourage, you know, a community that supports each other. And I think that we've done the best we can to work with other museums and to, work with the organizations that are in Nogales and to try and present a positive picture of the border and what's going on here.
Thank you, Luis, for sharing all that information. I think it brings a lot of heart, a lot of community, a lot of unity between our county, the city. So that's amazing, and I think it's very cool. So if you guys haven't checked out the flyer, I know we're gonna show it on our screens, but also check on Facebook Pimeria Alta, and you'll find it over there. And it's the Parade of Latin American Customs. It's this Saturday, the 22nd, and doors open at 11:30.
Yes,
correct?
that's correct.
And it will be at the BFW. So this is for Pimeria Alta, but it will be at the BFW. That way, we're not waiting at Pimeria Alta, so stop by at BFW and then schedule your appointment for Pimeria Alta to go and take a look at the wonderful building, the wonderful museum, all the things that you will be able to see and find out on your own. So check out the pictures, check out the page of Pimeria Alta. And I don't know if there's anything else, Luis, that we should touch base about Pimeria Alta. I know we touch base on office hours, to schedule field trips or to schedule.
Oh yes, we are very happy to have any groups of students who want to come in. We've had groups from all over the world.
Awesome.
Grand Canyon University, ASU, U of A, and especially local schools. We always like to get young people in because you need to instill that fascination with history at an early age.
Yes.
I'm not sure I said the cost of the event is $50, which includes door prizes, a Mexican lunch, desserts, beverages.
Awesome.
And the VFW has a no-host bar, so that is also a possibility.
Great.
Yes.
So thank you for all this information, and please check out their page. You can buy their tickets online, and if not, we go to Pimeria Alta and buy them in person.
You can buy them in person. All of our board members have them as well. And I had friends buy them online, which is so easy and so wonderful.
Awesome.
So you can go to our website to do that.
Which is PimeriaAltaMuseum.org. We just look for the tickets, we buy them, we print them, and then we just take it to BFW.
Yes, or else I think what we do is we have a record of who has them, and when you come in, we will give you a ticket because you want to fill out the stub for the door prizes. So
Awesome.
If you buy them online, you will definitely be able to participate in the door prizes as well.
Thank you so much, Luis Morris, board member from Pimeria Alta Museum.
Yes.
It's wonderful to have you. Thank you so much for what you do on our community.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, of course, and thank you for, telling us a little bit of history about Pimeria Alta. And please stop by. I encourage all of you to go check out Pimeria Alta, check out some, history, reach out to Luis, reach out to any of the amazing people that you have at Pimeria Alta, and anything else that we might be missing.
No, I just hope to see you on Saturday the 22nd, and to thank you both for allowing this opportunity to share our event with the people of Nogales.
Thank you so much, everyone, for watching us. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for letting us broadcast our community to the world with educational and positive news. That's why we're here for. So we appreciate, Luis, your visit.
Thank you.
I appreciate every information that you're giving us, because at the end, we always talk about it. This is our Santa Cruz County Public Media. This is our, we love Nogales area, and we can see that there is people, amazing leaders like you. So we appreciate what you're doing for Pimeria Alta. So stop by, get your tickets, and we'll see you February the 22nd at the Pimeria Alta event at
DFW.
DFW.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye.